Niji Sanji, we're doing numbers when it comes to like the worst VTuber company ever. And then people were like, oh, you know, well, at least you're fine as an indie. Nah, then the whole Cinder thing popped up where even your best friends, your closest allies can do you dirty in the VTuber community, you know? What's up, everybody? It's your boy No Show Momo back at it again with another video. And today we're talking about VTubers. Yeah. I don't really talk about VTuber news, VTuber issues, VTuber incidents, because the last time I talked about a VTuber issue was when I was talking about that racist VTuber all those years ago. And I stopped making videos about VTubers because, aside from the fact that they were calling me a hard R, N-word with the hard R in that video, in those comments, for over a year, I realized that talking about VTuber issues is really not worth it. And when I say it's not worth it, I think it's because, and I feel like this applies to every industry or every community, but because I'm a VTuber, I'm gonna relate it to VTubing. I feel like being a VTuber is just one sick cycle, honestly. And it's a cycle of gullible people, people who are willingly ignorant, or people who just get caught lacking by people who act in bad faith or just are bad people in general. And that results in someone getting exposed, some issue getting popped up damn near every week in the VTuber community. And that's whatever. I feel like that's just, like I said, it's a cycle of any industry, any community. And what I'm about to say next is also something that's just gonna happen regardless. It's just the fact that when these issues pop up, when these things pop up, it gives us an opportunity to have a legitimate discussion where we can take away things, we can learn things, and steer ourselves in a better direction to leave the community in a better position compared to before that issue. But that's never gonna happen because VTubers are sick people. VTubers are sick people, and they're sick people because we'll never be able to have those, at least on a grand scale, we'll never be able to have those legitimate productive discussions for a multitude of reasons. Like, a lot of people make mountains out of molehills where they're focusing on the wrong things that don't really matter, or people aren't willing to put their feelings aside and actually, you know, be able to have a discussion where they can be wrong, or they can be criticized for the betterment of themselves in the community. But it's just, it doesn't work like that with VTubers, I guess. And again, I want to emphasize that this happens in any industry, any community, but because I'm a VTuber. Am I even a VTuber? I'm gonna be honest, nowadays you can't even call yourself a VTuber, bruh. I'm a digital ventriloquist, that's what I am. I'm a digital ventriloquist. I'm not gonna box myself with the definition of a VTuber. And it's funny because it relates to another video, a rare video where I talk about being a VTuber. I think it was like a year or two ago, I dropped a video about why I would never join a corporate VTubing company, which is ironic because the whole VShojo shit going on. And that's the only reason I'm making this video, is because the whole VShojo shit going on. Am I gonna talk about the VShojo shit? No, because realistically, what is there to talk about? At the end of the day, it's like I said, it's the cycle of people getting caught lacking, getting slimed out because they just believed in people, they were gullible, or they were willingly ignorant. And I'm gonna leave it at that because there are things that I want to say, but I feel like if I do say them, I'm gonna be getting if I do say them, it's gonna be another year of people calling me Edward with the hard R in the comments. And for the sake of my mental, I am not gonna deal with that. All I want to say is, bro, being a VTuber is sick, bro. And not sick like cool, sick like it's fucked up, because you're not safe anywhere, bro. Because as you can see with the VShojo shit, nowhere's safe. People really thought that VShojo was like the last bastion of, oh, you know, if anything, you know, all the fucked up thing that's wrong with the VTuber community, at least we got VShojo, right? And that's because throughout the last couple of years, we've seen corporate VTuber companies slime out their employees. Big example, Niji Sanji. Niji Sanji, we're doing numbers when it comes to like the worst VTuber company ever. And then people were like, oh, you know, well, at least you're fine as an indie. Nah, then the whole Cinder thing popped up where even your best friends, your closest allies can do you dirty in the VTuber community, you know? Stab you in the back, do whatever they can to make sure they get a step over you, a foot over you. And people, and you know, like I said, people really thought we're like, at least we got VShojo, because VShojo is like, you know, that hybrid entity where you still have your individuality as a VTuber, but you get all the benefits of the corporation side. But nope, 500,000 gone from donations. A whole bunch of people not getting paid out. You're not safe anywhere as a VTuber, but being a VTuber these days is a net negative, bro. And you can really see it because there's so many people now that are quitting being VTubers. People that I know personally that are moving more towards, you know, just more traditional content, you know, using their face and everything. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like the reason a lot of people are like, oh my god, being a VTuber sucks right now, is because they box themselves in that definition of being a VTuber. Like I said earlier, I'm a digital ventriloquist, I'm not a VTuber. And because I don't believe I'm a VTuber, I do whatever I want, you know? Being a VTuber doesn't stop me from doing whatever I want. I don't need to be a silly anime boy. I don't need to appeal to that demographic, which I never have, honestly. Like, even as a VTuber, I'm such a I feel like I'm the wrong type of VTuber. Because I don't play into the VTuber tropes. I don't play into, you know, a bunch of what people think a VTuber is, because this really is that's why, bro, that's what I'm saying. I really am a digital ventriloquist, because this is just a puppet. It's just a form for me to funnel my content into. And if one day I want to put the puppet down, that's cool. I can do that. I can step away because I was never a VTuber. And my content wouldn't suffer from me not being a VTuber. Unlike other people who, like, they put all their eggs into one basket. They full sent on being a VTuber. And because of that, now when they have these hesitations, or when they realize, dang, you know, maybe being a VTuber isn't all it's cracked up to be, they can't really pivot because, you know, like I said, they full sent on being a VTuber, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not saying you gotta, like, you know, step away from being a VTuber. You gotta step away from playing into these tropes. But being a VTubers are still a hot commodity. You know, people are gonna eat up that, you know, content regardless. But it's just so constricting at times, or it can be restricting if you let it be restricting. And I guess, man, bro, we gotta lock in more. We really gotta lock in more. We gotta realize that, are we in a community full of sick, toxic weirdos? Yes. But that doesn't make you a sick, toxic weirdo, you know? You can live your life being a VTuber, just keep having fun, seek the people who you think at least care about you, or who you feel care about you, who you feel you can trust, and just keep doing your thing, bro. Because at the end of the day, and as fucked up as it sounds, it's just another issue that people are gonna yap about, buzz about for a week, and then it's gone until the next issue pops up. All in all, this video, I don't even know what I said in this video. What did I say in this video? What did I say in this video that was worthwhile? Literally nothing. I was just yapping. But if you enjoyed me yapping, and you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, drop a like on it, and if you want to see more from me, consider subbing to the channel. I will catch you on the next one. Peace out.